just arrived at Blackthorn Fishery. Welcome to Between the Lines, the Journeyman's Tale. Well, having sorted all the gear out, it's my first opportunity to actually sit down and have a cup of coffee in what has turned out to be glorious sunshine. And we were met when we arrived by the owner, Charlie, who gave us a hand to unload the van and get all the gear over to the lodge. He gave us the lowdown on how the place has been fishing for the last few days. Suggested where we might start putting some bait in, and that's all done. The rods are out. It was a bit of a 3-hour trek to get here. It was like coming over the Alps at times, driving through mid Wales, but considering it was a bank holiday, the traffic wasn't too bad. So as I say, the baits are all out, raring to go, just waiting for the first bit of action to take place, which hopefully won't be too long. First evening. Exceedingly happy. 28:10. First fish, Blackthorn Fishery. One happy bunny. Throw the bits. What can you say? Let's get her back, eh? Get some more.
You're not going to believe this.
Just go on.
40.
You're joking. Well, what a wake-up call this one is. I'm breathless, speechless. It's a new PB. Can't think of a better way to start the day. Let's see if we can get her in the air. Look at that. New UK PB, £40 and 3 ounces. Absolutely wonderful. Let's turn around, look at the other side. How about that? And I can't think of anyone better I'd rather share it with than beloved, who is behind the camera. Absolutely thrilled to bits. And it's my daughter-in-law's birthday, St George's Day. It's all there for you, all the omens, and it's too heavy. Well, that was a really hectic start to the session. 28 on the first evening and a 40-pounder first thing this morning, which was obviously a new PB for me. Absolutely thrilled with that one. But as it's gone quiet for a bit, I thought I'd show you the rigs that I've been using. Now it's barbless hooks on Blackthorn, so I've reverted back to my favourite hook pattern, which is a beak point. Excuse me, which is a beak point, which I just think it gives you a better hook hold than a straight point when you're talking about a barbless hook. Gives me a bit more confidence anyway. I also combine that with a bit of extended shrink tube on there with a curve on, which potentially has the ability to hook round the lip and hold in a bit better. It's fished on about 6 inches of semi-stiff coated braid. The left-hand rod and the middle rod are both fished at 15 wraps, and one of them's got a Milky Bee wafter on it and a piece of corn. The other one's got a live system wafter on it with a piece of corn, and that's just to replicate basically the spod mix that I've been putting out, which is the same as the spod mix I showed you in the last video. But that's not the rig that the fish have been coming to, and a completely different spot off to my right in the margins. Is this rig, which is obviously a yellow Northern Special, again with a beak point hook, fish spinner rig style. But the big difference with this one is it's the Avid pin down, so super soft, heavy link, but it's fish boa rig style. And if you want to see how to tie that, probably the best thing to do is to look up Steve Renyard, the man who invented it as far as I'm aware, and he'll show you far better than I can how to tie it. But again, I think if there's a slight bit of slack in the play, that'll take up that slack and keep the hook in place. And both the fish have been hooked really, really well. I mean, the 40-pounder, there's no way it was coming out. It was really hooked nicely, and the 28 was quite well into his mouth, so that was most impressive. And that I always fish with a small bag, and there's a bit of crumb boilie and a few pellets of the live system, and in the bag is some dissolving foam, so when it's cast in it should raise the bait up. Obviously the bag melts and it should just drop down quite neatly, so when they suck on it, it should fly up into their mouth, and with the added effect that the dissolving foam seems to hit the surface, which gives you a target to bait to. And that's the one that's been doing the damage, and hopefully it'll bring us a bit more luck later on today. Oh, I think it'd gone round the back of the island for a bit, but I think it's out. Looking like a good battle. Didn't like that. Happy days. Roger. There we go. 20 past 11. Off the same spot. One rod is definitely rocking. I've forgotten what it was now. £20.10, I think. Yes. My beautiful assistant is nodding. Happy days again. Got a bit of a gash on this side, put a bit of tonic on him for him. Quick look. Yeah. Little bit, I say little. It's a 20 for pity's sake. Happy days. Right. Let's put a bit of stuff on him. Okay. There you go. 31.10 says him looking all casual. I think in the vernacular it's more like a dog with two dicks, but there you go. Happy, happy days. Did I say 3110? I did. 3110. Magic. Off the same spot, same bait, same rig, same smile. Let's have a look at the other side and put it back. There we go. Not the best side, but that's two sides. Absolutely thrilled to bits. Let's put a bit of antiseptic on her and get her back, I think. Well, that's more or less the first 24 hours up. And what a 24 hours it's been. I'm absolutely knackered. Let's hope the next 48, 72 hours are going to be equally knackering. I'm having a great time, and it doesn't happen very often. So you've got to milk it while you can, haven't you? Excellent. Well, that was another quiet night. I'm not sure whether I was expecting to be quiet again after the success of the day. I thought maybe they might have kept on feeding through the night, but they didn't. And as yet, they haven't started their morning feed, which was quite early yesterday. It's now, whatever it is, 7:15, so it was like 2 hours after bite time. And still nothing. The wind's a bit nippier, although it's still fairly light, and the rain hasn't come in yet. And I haven't seen much in the way of movement. There's been a few small things topping around the place, but nothing like yesterday morning where there was a few big swirls and some nice sets of bubbles coming up. Anyway, we're still hopeful. After yesterday's success, there's no reason why it shouldn't continue today. Fingers crossed. relax. Okay, well, that makes the full set. Doubles, 20s, 30, not to mention a 40. After a horrid day of complete 180 degree wind change, pouring down with rain, this little beauty came from a new spot. Thank you very much. 18 pounds and a few ounces. Most pleasing. Turning into be a bit of a mega session, really, for an away trip. More than pleasing. Right, let's put her back. Well, here we are. It's the start of the last full day. We've got one more night and an early finish tomorrow. You may have noticed that the wind yesterday evening did a complete 180 degree turn round, got very much stronger. Torrential rain through parts of it, so I've had to move the shelter. And as it calmed down, although the wind was still coming from the southwest yesterday evening, fish began to start showing out in the open water, so I envisaged quite a good night session, but sadly nothing came of it. And this morning, fairly early, the wind has gone back through 180 degrees, coming in from the east or southeast, and there's been no shows again. Nothing's happened so far this morning. I put a little bait in on the right hand rod in the margin, put a little bit of bait in on the rod that's took the 18 just off the island. Nothing showing out in the middle again, although the wind is supposed to turn round later on today back to the southwesterly and a bit more westerly maybe as time goes on. So this will swing round, hopefully it'll get slightly warmer, and if it has the same effect as it did yesterday evening on the fish, maybe they'll start showing again. We'll pick up a couple maybe before the end of the session. But it's beginning to brighten up over the far side there. Right behind the camera is absolutely black, but off in front of me as I'm standing here, it's beginning to brighten up again. So maybe it'll add a bit of warmth to the day. Well, sadly we've reached the last morning. Another very quiet night. Strange really, no bites during the night, but here we are. That's the session nearly finished. Maybe something will turn up, maybe it won't, who knows. Anyway, we'll stick it out to the very end. Well, it seems an age since Charlie invited us to come and fish at Blackthorn Fishery. In fact, it was before the last lot of treatment with the NHS, but we booked it anyway as paying guests before you get too excited, and give us something to look forward to. And eventually the time has come round, and we've had a really good session. The fishing has been outstanding, and the lodges are absolutely excellent. Really, really nice, high standard. I wouldn't let smelly anglers into them if they were mine, but it's really, really comfortable place to be. And Charlie has looked after us really well. He's come down every day to check on us, to make sure we've got everything we need, and he's working really hard to make a success of the place. And I think in the not too distant future we will make a return trip and see if we can catch some more of these beautiful fish that he's got stocked in this lake. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers for now.